Today, talking about the power of intention and how to manifest your intention through the practice of meditation. First, I just want to acknowledge you that are here. If you're joining us for the Aloha Challenge, congratulations for making it to week 3. Oftentimes when people do online challenges, it's normal to fall off and not do every single day. But hopefully you were able to at least open the emails, read some of the content, and maybe even practice meditation. What I also recommend is just playing the meditation in the background if you're working or engaging in some other light activity, that you at least listen to the meditation, because every meditation is like a guided teaching and you will receive from that experience. Last week just a moment here, I see I got a note. Oh, great. I'm so happy, Steph. I'm so happy to hear you're enjoying it. So last week we learned about awareness listening and the power of combining the practice of awareness together with listening. When we practice just presence throughout our day, even during our meditation, in a sense, it engages a different part of our brain. It takes us out of that unconscious automatic mode and puts us into a state of attention and presence. When we practice that together with listening helps us to become receptive. So for many of us, we are, in a sense, conditioned to constantly work our energy doing, thinking, creating, performing, producing. It's about, what we're doing, and that's how we are valued in our society, is by how busy we are, what our status is, kind of being in that full engagement mode. And with meditation, we are unplugging and we're allowing ourselves to just be and to listen. And again, when we listen, we become receptive, and it's like creating a different experience within our creative brain, is learning how to create through listening. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this with intention, that when we begin to deeply listen and follow what's true for us, our own guidance, it can give us the inspiration and the vision to create what we really want. And when we're aligned on our path, we have more energy, we're more motivated, we feel clear and focused, on purpose, on point. And just being in that space is so vital to our sense of well-being, feeling connected, feeling aligned. Having that spiritual connection to ourselves is so important. So we're going to talk a little bit more about listening, intuitive awareness, and creating through our intention. This whole course is about learning the skill of relaxation, and this is a skill that can take years and years and years to develop. Oftentimes when we're even meditating, we realize how much more we can let go, that we have these deep inner tensions that we unconsciously hold throughout our day and in our life, in different areas of our life, and it doesn't really allow the energy to flow. When we have that energy flow, we feel it. Things are moving, we feel connected, and to experience the sweetness of stillness, to fully experience surrender, being in the zone or in the flow, really that starts with the practice of relaxation, learning to simply relax our body, relax our mind, even relax our breath. And we can continually practice this because it tells our body and our brain that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to now regenerate, repair, go into the healing state, which allows us to eliminate toxins, to lower our heart rate, to lower our breath rate. And that's when we start to go into restoration mode. And that is the energy we can tap into through meditation, is regeneration, developing longevity, reducing stress and aging. When we get into the fumes, when we're working on fumes, that's working our life force energy bank. We're pulling years out of our bank, and we want to learn how to live sustainably. And that really means learning how to be in touch with your energy to sustain this vessel that we've been given, this gift, and to learn how to really use it, utilize it, and be in touch with cultivating our own health. Because meditation is really a whole health system, it's a way of life. It's learning how to do less and create more. It's learning how to be in a state of effortlessness. And we can start to tap into that effortlessness through relaxation. Really, it's about letting ourselves experience stillness. What happens when we're in a state of stillness? In yoga, we learn these breathing techniques where you stretch and you stop the breath, and you keep stretching and stopping the breath. It's not a technique that I personally teach, but it is an experience that I've had where you almost become breathless. You don't even need air. And in that state, there's a complete feeling of stillness, of oneness, of total unity, that you are all of the existence. And it's in stillness that we can begin to connect to our deeper wisdom and what's really true for us. And this place of stillness is deeply rejuvenating and nourishing. And I feel that this is what we secretly long for. When we feel agitated, when we feel nervous, when we're searching for something or seeking, it's the sacred space that's already here, that's within us. It is stillness. And it's in this place of stillness that we really begin to tap into deeper states of peace and joy and confidence, self-esteem, trust in the universe. Through meditation, we also cultivate energy. You'll begin to notice energy more readily, shifts in energy. Your energy changes, what some people refer to as vibration. You become lighter as you release the density of stress and fear, of worry, that have very hard emotions. It weighs us down. That feeling of responsibility can be a weight on our system. We start to feel lighter. And the reason we start to feel lighter is that we make space to fully experience what we're going through. It means letting ourselves feel our true emotions, our true feelings, getting in touch with our own guidance. what's real for us, and taking that time to consciously turn away from the outer world and turn the intention towards your inner world. And when we do this, we begin to cultivate a level of energy, and you'll feel it perhaps as an energy flow. It's dynamic, yet this dynamic feeling can emerge from deep stillness, a deep sense of unity. And that when you're cultivating this chi, your energy, your life force energy, that you can start to apply and harness now this energy towards a higher purpose or a greater intention. And that's when we start to apply the practice of intention, is also when we start getting in touch with our energy and noticing the effects of being in touch with our energy, the energy field, everything around us, while living with intention. I thought I'd share the definition of intention. It's what one intends to do or bring about. Resolve is another way to describe intention. It's committing yourself to something, knowing what you want, having the intention to carry it through. I like to see it as in. The first two letters are in, I-N, going inside to create. Intention, not trying to control or manipulate what's out there externally, but really becoming internal and creating from this internal space. And it's a very powerful place to create from. There is some controversy about applying the practice of intention in meditation practice. So, for example, people say you should have no goal in meditation. You shouldn't be attached to anything. There should be nothing that you want to experience in meditation. And I would say that even if you were practicing meditation for the purpose of self-realization or the purpose of raising your awareness or even feeling a few moments of peace, if you connect to the intention of experiencing peace, if you connect to the intention of self-realization or having higher awareness, your likelihood of experiencing that increases exponentially. So a lot of times people will go into meditation and they have no strong intention. There is nothing deeper or more purposeful that they're connecting to. And I find in my own experience, and just from being a teacher and training other people in their meditation practice, that when that intention isn't there, the practice falls apart. Or that when the intention isn't there, they're just sitting there thinking in their own thoughts. Their practice isn't actually progressing. So having that conscious awareness is so vital to developing your practice. No matter what you want that practice to be, if you want to open yourself up, if you want to experience more love or non-attachment or being in flow, simply having an intention at the beginning of your practice or having that in your heart as you continue, as you do anything, it helps you to experience that outcome, that result. And it's not about attaching yourself to those results. It's about going inward and asking, what is this about? And what is this about for me? And making your practice personal. I think it's so important that you fall in love, that you enjoy your practice, that it's here for you. It's not an obligation. It's not a chore. It's not something you have to tick off at the beginning of your day. I did that. It's a privilege It's a relationship that you're cultivating with yourself, with divinity, with creation. And when you really start to go deeper into what your intention is, it can help you unfold your practice and develop your personal practice. So it's okay to have an intention in meditation. So let's take a moment and practice together a short guided experience about the power of intention, how to tap into that space within ourselves through meditation. So, wherever you are, taking this time to make yourself comfortable, taking a breath, inhaling and exhaling, relaxing the whole body, letting the body become relaxed. It's effortless. It happens by itself, simply through our intention to relax. So take this time by turning your attention towards your heart space. And gently contemplate your intention for your practice, your meditation practice. What would you like to receive or experience? Perhaps there's a higher purpose, or even that desire to realize more of your potential. And as you contemplate this, let it just be a simple sentence that reflects your intention. It may be, I am peace. I am free. It could be anything. I want to realize my true purpose. And notice what it's like to meditate on your intention, to tune into it, the effect that it has on your body and your mind. And take this time to envision a pure, calm lake. You can envision it in your mind's eye or even in your heart center. A pure, calm, peaceful lake, as if you're sitting in the center of this placid, perfectly reflective, clear lake. Letting yourself receive the deep peace and sense of stillness from focusing softly on this lake. And letting yourself be relaxed. So if the mind begins to become agitated, just letting yourself focus on the stillness of the lake, coming back to this place. And take this time now to reflect on your life intention, just an intention now for your life at this time. It can be anything, and it's a very light feeling. There's no pressure to come up with an intention. It's just what would be lovely now, lovely to create, lovely to experience, lovely to share. And it can be simple, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Just something that allows you to feel that sense of love and peace, expansion or flow. And again, just coming up with a simple sentence to reflect that intention. Something simple. And take this time to gently repeat this intention 3 or 4 times with nice, easy, full breaths. Gently repeating your intention and noticing how it feels in your body, in your energy. And when you're ready, bringing your attention back to your heart space and centering yourself in your heart, your body, and your awareness. Letting yourself feel perfectly balanced, perfectly centered in your being. Breathing in and exhale, letting it go. And as you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And just seeing how you feel having practiced focused intention with a gentle focus and feeling the calming benefit of tuning in to your own life intention. That calming benefit. If you'd like, you can share in the chat box your experience. See if I can, of that practice. And when we're not consciously applying our focus and our intention, we can be unconsciously open to all of the energy and the influences around us. It's easier to be in that automatic mode of reactivity, of just going with the flow. So when we're practicing intention of what we would like to experience, of how we'd like to guide our energy, we become a conscious creator in our lives. We move from that automatic doing part of the brain into a part of our brain, the heart intelligence of our brain, to tune in and to listen to what would like to be created through me with creation. It is that subtle tuning in and listening to what feels joyful or peaceful or centering, and noticing what that experience is like when you take action on your intuition or your inspiration, or even on what feels good energetically. Okay, it looks like A has a question, and I'm happy to answer that at the end, so thank you. And let me know if any of you would like to share about that meditation experience. You're welcome to. Energy follows your attention and intention. It follows your attention and your intention. And like I said, when we're not intentionally focusing our attention, then we're kind of basically in default mode. We're in the mode of how we're used to thinking, what we're used to paying attention to, in the mode of just what we're used to. We're not really consciously focusing how we want to be utilizing or applying our energy. So meditation pulls us out of that automatic thinking, automatic doing. We stop and become present. We pay attention and we become aware in this moment, this brand new moment that's fresh. So whatever you're intending, think of energy flowing into your intention and helping you to create your intention. The universe simply follows your energy. So wherever your energy is at, that's what you're going to experience. If your energy and your attention is on stressful experiences or negative experiences or negative thoughts, that's what you'll be experiencing. The energy follows that. And you might even see that for yourself or other people, that people who think in a negative way or a bad way, that they tend to attract these experiences because they're constantly focusing on that. It's the way that they've learned to look at life through a negative lens. And then have you noticed that people who are more positive, who are grateful, they generate positive energy, that they tend to attract those experiences also. And that's the way we begin to develop and participate in what people call good karma or bad karma. Good karma, which does take some intentional and conscious effort sometimes not to go into a default pattern. And that we can actually start to generate the sense of what you could say luck or prosperity or good fortune or being at the right time at the right place, because we're centered, we're balanced, we're listening, we're in flow or in tune with life itself just by listening and tuning in. We're not constantly reaching and striving out and trying to, hustle. which can really throw us out of balance and out of alignment with ourselves when we're striving or grasping constantly. But just allowing ourselves to sit back, rest in our center, have an intention to quietly meditate on, and noticing the power of that simple practice and how it can help us to create almost instantly or synchronistically. And again, things kind of coming together in that right way, more than you could have ever imagined. Because again, you're in that sync, in that flow, following your rhythm, your deeper rhythm, not the frenetic, fragmented, what we can really get into with when the mind is very busy. So slowing down our breath, slowing down the mind can help us manifest our intention. And this means that we become a conscious creator. Why are we here? What are we here for? And you could be in any school of thought, but you're just here to experience. You have no agenda. You're willing to go from here to there. And maybe it's fun for you to actually think about what you want to create, how you want to spend your time and your energy and your life. We could be in a ship and just set sail and go anywhere and be out at sea with a rudderless ship in no particular direction. Or we can learn to sail our own ship. We can learn to really see, where do we want to go? What would we like to explore? And having that dance, that balance with guiding our own ship while listening and paying attention to everything around us, the sea, the elements, the weather, and learning how to flow with that. Because sometimes life throws us things or presents us with experiences that we don't expect. And so we learn how to navigate our own ship, the ship of our consciousness. Where are we going? What do we want to experience? Or do we just want to be open? And again, you can approach life in any way. There's no right or wrong, but to be a conscious creator in your life, to really pay attention and to listen, to create with intention, is a wonderful spiritual practice. You'll notice how it changes all aspects of your life, how meaningful and impactful your intentions are, especially when they are clear, when you feel peaceful, and when they come from your heart, your spirit, how joyful it can be to create in this way and to participate actively in what's unfolding for you in your life. You can apply your intention in your meditation practice. This could be a prayer or even a blessing. You know, today I just intend to enjoy some peace and silence, or I intend to connect to my higher guidance to see what are my next steps. What would be in service to my highest path or the highest path of my loved ones? You can also apply your intention towards healing. All healing begins with intention. And again, some people don't like the idea of intention and some people do. But let me ask you this, even in respect to healing, if you were going to work with a surgeon who is going to operate on one of your vital organs like your heart, would you want to work with a surgeon who had a strong intention to help you heal, or a surgeon who had no intention for your health and your healing? So just think about that. And even when you work with people, would you want to work with somebody who had an intention to help create a meaningful effect, a powerful effect? Or would you want to work with people who are just showing up to show up? This is the intention and the power of intention to really help um, create or pull through a result that can be in the highest benefit of yourself and others. And you can apply your intention towards blessings, towards your work. You know, if you, no matter what you did, if you were an athlete, if you were a performer, if you're an artist, if you had the intention of delivering something that was going to touch people, of course, that's going to be more powerful than just showing up and performing for yourself and for the people receiving that intention. So really think about, you know, why it's important and how it can serve you in your life to be connecting to your intention. Even when you're showing up somewhere, what's the intention? Just not because you need to have something happen, but just that there is that higher awareness. Intention can unfold higher awareness. And also you can use intention towards manifestation, creating what you want. Some people call this the power of prayer. If you want to know the answer to something, you can know the answer to anything through practice. You can tap into the mind, the creative mind of the collective, and pull through the answer. It is possible through spiritual practice to know anything that you want access to. And same with manifestation. It is possible to create and manifest things in your life when your intention is clear, when you are also clear. And I'm going to talk about a few things that help with manifesting your intention through spiritual practice. And that this is our birthright. This isn't about um, creating something just for nothing, or The Secret, I think, is very popular, where, you know, you have an ego-based desire like a big house or a nice car. Manifestation is more about your divine birthright. You know, what are you genuinely called as part of your soul path? It's more than just things and nice things and status and those outer external um, affirmations that people seek. Manifestation is really a bubbling up, a creation of your spiritual purpose, your personal development, to add to your self-esteem. If people really knew how to tap into this skill and this source, they would have so much more confidence in their life. They wouldn't have so much stress and anxiety if you knew what you're truly capable of with your natural gifts that you can develop through practice. So your ability to manifest is just part of your human birthright, but yet we haven't been taught this skill per se in many of our practices that exist today. Or they're presented in a way that it's like the law of attraction or The Secret. But manifestation, again, is more of this deeper soul calling that serves you know, a deeper purpose, or your spiritual purpose, or even the purpose for other people, for their benefit. You'll notice that the more you work with intention and practice it in your daily life, the more, I would say, powerful. I don't know if that's the right word, but you'll see how effortlessly intention can be, how it can unfold in your life. This is what I love about this picture is it's a mandala. If I were to present a symbol to you, I think the mandala is such a beautiful symbol of intention. To me, it's like planting a seed. So intention is like planting a seed within your being. and then allowing that seed to flower. And with that flower comes this beautiful pattern, this wonderful pattern. And it's this pattern that attracts like a magnet into your field. It just naturally, by the nature of its structure, begins to attract what you had originally intended. And we can nurture our intention with practices. I'm going to share a few practices with you. But this is what I love, is that beautiful symbol of just that energetic pattern, and then that resonance from that pattern attracting what it is you'd like to create or experience. What makes intention powerful? Well, you'll notice that we practice this at the end of a meditation. You could practice intention at the beginning and then also at the end. At the end, it's powerful because you've cultivated all of this chi, this amazing energy of stillness. And here you'll see you throw a pebble in the water and it just, the ripple effect out to infinity when you're in a state of non-resistance, a state of pure openness and receptivity. That intention sets, it just goes instantly out into the universe. There's no doubt, there's no hesitation, there's no thinking to cloud the water, to make the water agitated. It's just clear, and it sends out like a clear signal. And that's what we practice in meditation, was that placid lake. And so when we place our intention and allow those ripples to happen by themselves, and really those ripples can move out when we are in tune with our own energy flow. So the more relaxed we are, the more we've done our inner work and cleared out those blocks, those unconscious wounds, the subconscious blocks like, I'm not good enough, or everybody else can do that and manifest, but I can't. Like when we clear the unworthiness blocks and clear blocks to self-love, then our intention can flow much more readily because our energies in flow. That's what opens up our energy. Meditation is about opening up our energy, not suppressing our energy, not restricting our energy, trying to control things, but opening up the energy, which comes with being in touch with our emotions and feeling our emotions, feeling what hurts or what's painful, and exploring that, consciously exploring that. So all that kind of work goes into the power of your intention, because the more you're allowing yourself to clear and to be in touch with your energy, the easier it becomes to create, you'll find, because there's less blocks, there's less, I call them veils to our awareness. The veils happen from our thoughts, from negative emotions, from negative experiences that they block us from our power. They block us from our own radiance and our light. And so being in touch with this is so important, like our own goodness and our own divinity or purity. It helps us to realize our intentions, being in touch with this aspect of ourselves. And there are a few practices that I highly recommend, as if you are interested in manifesting with your intention. And again, we're programmed, I think, in our lifestyle or culture today that, doing, burning ourselves out, like running around like a chicken with our head cut off, and, trying to get all these things off of our list, to prove ourselves and to accumulate, to gain, to keep gaining and gaining and gaining more and more and more. This kind of energy really burns us out. And there is an energy we can tap into that allows us to create with more ease and effortlessness, just by taking that time to be quiet and still every day, so that we're not burning our energy unnecessarily through the day or in dramas with other people, we're able to drop that very quickly and keep staying in our own flow with life and staying present and centered. That actually it's these states that can help us manifest our intention much more readily than by being constantly busy and stressed and thinking all the time. That state actually can block us from the natural divine flow and just learning how to co-create in that space. So when we're always like agitated, we can really block ourselves to what's here right in front of us. And there are three practices. I put two here, but there are three practices that I highly recommend that you practice every day for your own well-being, because it will give you vitality and energy and strength and fortitude. And that's the practice of forgiveness and compassion. Every day, practicing forgiveness and compassion. Forgive everything that's ever happened. Forgive all the people in front of you, all the people in your life now, all the people in your past. Forgive it all. And we can learn how to forgive when we connect to compassion, which is one of the highest states of being a human can experience, because compassion brings joy, it brings peace, it brings understanding. And when we truly open our spiritual eye or spiritual understanding, then we would never be angry really at people if we could really see everything that they've been through, or see, you know, their perspective and how hard that they're trying, that people try to do their best every day. And if we're able to really have compassion for ourselves and for other people, that we never take things personally. There's nothing personal. You're able to keep flowing and stay focused. You don't get into your head with dramas or emotional energy and being drained. And actually, these two gifts are skills that need to be developed and nurtured every day, because we can practice forgiveness in one part of our life, but we can forget about it, because guess what? We're angry the next day. We're angry again. And it's okay to get angry because we're human. But actively practicing forgiveness and compassion is so powerful. And you will find that it really adds to your level of creating through intention, because your energy's in flow. You don't have blocks. You're not holding anything against anybody or even yourself. You're not holding on to things. You know that you're worthy of love, that you deserve to receive all good things, and that you're worthy of all the good things in life. And so it's these two states that I highly recommend. I think forgiveness and compassion are the two biggest practices for stress relief and for living a joyful life. Hands down, I think it's these practices. The third practice I think that is essential is the practice of surrender. Surrender is letting go to our egoic idea of how things need to be. And surrender is living in flow with life. It's letting things go. Even if you have an intention, you're not attached to it. You're not clinging to it. Like, if this doesn't happen, then my life's going to fall apart. You surrender that intention. You trust and you give it up. You hold it in your heart, but then you also surrender it and you give it away. And you let it be. And it's living in this surrendered state where energy can flow, where, you know, you can make those connections, those divine connections, because we're not holding on to something. Surrender is not a weakness. It takes fortitude and it takes fierceness to surrender. We call it fierce surrender, because you have to be fierce to fully surrender. You know, it takes courage to live in that space of total surrender. So it means, like, in this moment, are you willing to just really purely be in this moment and nowhere else? You know, you're surrendered to only this moment and pivoting in this moment in the way you need to, not because you're attached to anything in your mind or the way something needs to happen, but you're really open at that level. And when you're in that open state, you find that miracles happen easily. It's almost like being in that state of disbelief, that state of non-thinking too much, right? When your mind isn't always spinning and kind of blocking those opportunities because we can't even see them. We're not even open to them. So forgiveness, compassion, and surrender, these three core practices. On Thursday, please come on Thursday. I'm going to talk more about the relationship between intention and intuition, the connection between intention and intuition, why that is so important to marry these practices together. Thank you so much for joining for today's webinar. It was lovely to have you. I appreciate your time and your presence.